Hey, Jacob.
Oh, hey, Matt.
What are we driving today?
Oh, it's a GWM Cannon XSR.
I'm very excited. I'm really excited, actually, because this thing is pretty phenomenal. It has so many off-road changes that even to compare it to the standard Cannon X that we previously reviewed, Jacob, you can't do it.
And you know what? We love that car.
We really like that car. This thing here comes with, like, no joke, a substantial amount of changes. And it's meant to go head to head with the upcoming Toyota HiLux GR Sport and also the new Ford Ranger Wildtrak X. However, Jacob, this is about $30,000 cheaper than both of those cars. So this thing is about 53,000 Australian dollars drive away, which is absurdly cheap for a dual cab ute, especially the way it's loaded. And of course, in today's review, we're gonna be feeding you all of the changes because frankly, there's so many. And before we get into all of those changes, I need to thank our channel sponsor. Thank you to today's video sponsor, Wipertech. Wipertech sell high quality and durable wiper blades delivered straight to your door. Designed for all Aussie conditions, these blades fight rust, reduce wind lift, and glide smoothly thanks to their aerodynamic design and Teflon embedded rubber. They're easy to install, offer a perfect fit guarantee, and backed by a full 12-month warranty. Click the link below and use code CarSauce15 during checkout to get 15% off your order plus free express shipping. Thanks to Wipertech for sponsoring today's video. Massive apologies, guys, again for the wind. It is insane how windy it has been recently. Literally getting blown away.
We've been so blown away by this car.
I can't hear you. I'm not even... The fuck?
Oh God, that just about killed me.
Are you recording? Yeah. Jacob is genuinely dying over there. And he looks like an idiot. I can't believe you are laughing
Bro,
at my failures.
That got me good.
Okay, let's talk about what makes this Cannon different to the other ones. First of all, you get a metal nudge bar up front. I really like these headlights. They've got a cool daytime running light. They've also got a sequential indicator and they're bright LEDs too, so big thumbs up. You get this cool darkened grille with the Poer badge there, I believe it is, because in other markets this is called the Poer, or however you pronounce that. You've got a radar here and some cameras up there. This thing is a very safe ute and it will essentially drive itself down a highway too with its adaptive cruise control, lane centering. It's all very good. If we come to the side, you're gonna notice these here, these wider arches. These aren't just aesthetic. This thing actually has a wider track than every other Cannon. It's also got a bespoke suspension setup up front too to allow for more wheel articulation. In fact, this thing is actually also raised slightly 34 millimeters, which isn't insubstantial. That's 3.4 centimeters for those who can't convert it themselves.
Thanks for the conversion.
You're welcome. And actually, while we're here, I want to talk about what's actually underneath because it's got a lot of new protection under it, underbody protection, and that is to protect, amongst many other components, the front locking differential because yes, this has its own four-wheel drive system. Again, different completely to all the other Cannons out there. Jacob, let's go out the side.
Let's do it.
Okay, so coming to the side, and Jacob, actually, can we stop for a second? I love the way that this thing looks.
It looks a lot more off-road oriented.
Yeah, actually genuinely really cool. Let's talk about this, the snorkel here. I don't know if it's waterproof, but it seems like it's all sealed on the inside as well, so perhaps that's a thing. I'm no mechanic though, you can let me know down in the comment section. Check this out. These are 18-inch alloy wheels. Supposedly strikes the best balance between off-road and on-road performance, but these are awesome. These Cooper Discoverer all-terrain tires, they have a lot of tread on them too, and they're not too bad on the highway. However, you will see that that does impact at least the outright speed of this car. You've got these red brake calipers there too. You got a 360 camera there. This thing is so well equipped at its price point, and you'll see that on the almost luxurious interior. You get these Those are metal side steps. They feel pretty awesome and meaty. These up here, these roof rails are even metal. You've got keyless entry and go. You've also got these tinted privacy glass here. Again, great to see it at this price. You got more of this black plastic cladding, and you're gonna notice this huge sports bar, again, real metal. I'm not sure if it's actually all that functional, but still, I'm sure you could tie some things down to it, and it looks great anyway. Jacob, check out the bum.
Let's do it.
And then coming to the back, and then we can step out of this wind, you'll see these really cool tail lights. They're actually LED with LED turning signals. Now you might be thinking, why is that so special? You have to option that on a Wildtrak. It's part of a premium pack.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So that's why it's special. It just comes really well equipped. This is, again, metal, at least partially. You do have very Ford Ranger S side steps here. You can also climb on the back, of course, and you've got some tow recovery hooks. There's also a full-size spare wheel underneath, which is always good to see. You've got the Great Wall badge there, your GWM badge there too, and also your reverse camera. Jacob, I love this car's butt.
Ooh, open it up.
I will.
Show us it.
Check this out. So first of all, you get dual gas struts. By the way, that only comes on the Ford Ranger Platinum, the top of the range $83,000 one. Are you seeing a theme here, Jacob? Now you might be thinking, well, these side steps are a little useless. I mean, you can still get into the back if you want to from there. This is what I really like. Come over here, you press this, boop, this pops out.
Oh,
that's right, bitch.
My God. You get an actual step. Look at you.
I'm the king of the world. No, actually, when you are back here, it is very impressive with the amount of space you have. It's not class leading, but it's certainly up there. I'll put the specs on the screen now. I'll also overlay myself sitting on the sports bar. But the other thing I love is that this thing has a spray-in bed liner, Jacob.
How's the weather up there?
It's terrible. It's the worst.
It's not great down here either.
I don't know if you can hear it. It's horrible. Anyway, guys, I can hardly breathe with the wind in my face. Let's move on to the interior. Alrighty, coming now into the interior of the Cannon XSR, Jacob.
It's pretty nice.
It's a really nice place to be. So, soft touch materials everywhere. I mean it. Check out the diamond quilting on the doors.
It's really good. I'll tell you what, it's not super different from the Cannon X.
No. In fact, the interior is almost entirely the same as the Cannon X, except for a couple of new features, but we'll come back to those. You've got this leather steering wheel here that feels really nice in the hands. You've also got some paddle shifters here. You have a tilting and telescoping steering wheel, which is always good to see. You've also got buttons to control everything. It's a bit weird though, like this car still has some interesting quirks, which seems to be quite common with Chinese cars. You have to hold down the OK button to be able to start changing the menu in the center. It's not a big deal, but it's like, why do you even have to do that? And it's also like, you wouldn't know unless I told you, you know, you'd be sitting there wondering why you can't change the thing on the screen. Anyway, you can also change the themes of the digital instrument cluster. Currently it's in technology, but we also have fashion with a cool little graphic, and dynamic.
Very dynamic.
Which is probably my favorite, to be honest. The big tacho in the center, like a sports car. Also carryover is this infotainment display. I mean, it's really good, man. They do a really good job. It is so responsive, really intuitive to use. You do have wired Apple CarPlay as well, which is good to see. There isn't any inbuilt navigation. Not that I really care. Do you care?
Not really.
Not really.
No, I just use Apple CarPlay.
Correct. Your speakers are okay. It's certainly not the best I've ever heard, that's for sure. Actually, Jacob, I lied. There are 3 new features on the interior. One of them is a sunroof.
Ah.
So that actually makes it a lot brighter in here, a lot nicer. Actually opens a decent way too. You don't usually see sunroofs on dual cab utes. So I'm super stoked to see that. Let's get into the other couple of new features. You have a crawl control button here. That'll keep you at a constant speed off-road, even when you're crawling over rocks, as the name suggests. You've also got this turn assist button. So very much like a Land Cruiser 300 series. It brakes the inside wheels as you're turning to give you a better turning circles. Because to be fair, Jacob, this car has a horrendous turning circle.
As we found out today.
You've also got this controller here. So this is also bespoke for the XSR, and that's because this thing does not have the same four-wheel drive system as a Cannon X. It doesn't have the permanent four-wheel drive system. It has a part-time four-wheel drive system, but that allows it to have both a front and rear locking diff, which you use these buttons for here. So you can use this to go between 4 low, 2 high, and 4 high, and then you have 3 modes as well: sand, snow, and mud. So based on these controls alone, man, that's a lot of new off-roading tech.
It's honestly like blowing my mind.
Yeah, the fact that you get that at this price point is amazing. And the new front suspension, and the passive stabilization bar up front, and the wider tracks, and the better wheel articulation. Like, the fact that this is all $7,500 more than the Cannon X, for me, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you just get this?
Yeah, I mean, with other brands, you pay $7,500 and get different material seats.
True. Speaking of, these seats are the same, but they feel amazing. So I'm pretty sure it's faux leather seats, but they feel fantastic. They were definitely for you. They're also perforated, diamond quilted. The seats themselves are also heated, which is fantastic. By the way, you get some AC controls here. If you want to control more though, you have to press a button and that brings you to the display. It works fine. For the most part, you can just leave it on auto anyway. You do have hill descent control. I forgot to mention that one too. And then in terms of I/O, it's fantastic. You get a couple of USB-A ports, you get a wireless charger, a 12-volt socket, and storage is really good in here too. So the glove box is massive. It's huge. You have a storage area here. You push that away. You get a couple of cup holders. Your center armrest is nice and soft, and there's plenty of space on the inside too. I'm still a bit perplexed by this metallic look here. It's not bad. It's just like,
it's a bit weird.
It's a bit trippy.
Yeah.
You look at it too long and you're gonna start seeing things, I think. Overall, man, I am so impressed with this interior.
Me too. And the fact that there's almost no hard scratcher materials in sight is mind-blowing.
Jacob, let's check out the second row.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna start outside of the car to show you this. This has one of the best systems to be able to load things into the back. Look at this, Jacob.
Oh my God, you just lift it up.
It's so easy, it locks into place, and you just get an enormous amount of space. Like, it's crazy. The other thing is, of course, you can pull forward the seats. You get a tiny bit of storage back there, but that's mainly for your top tether points in the back. Jacob, let me step inside. Pretty easy to do when you have the side steps.
Wow, roomy.
Oh, this is one of the best spaces in the back. Now, this is quite a large ute, but you feel it. Look how much space I have, Jacob. No, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm tall or 5'11".
Come on.
I'm a medium king. Tow room is fantastic as well. Headroom is great because they've cut out a bit of the roof. The amenities back here, fantastic. You get a couple of air vents. You get one USB-A port, but then you get a universal household socket. So you got something from China, you can plug it in there. You got something from the US, you can plug it in there. Look at this. There's no cup holders in the center armrest.
It's a bit disappointing.
But it's a nice enough unit. Get back in there, get the same nice seats as up front. You also have plenty of leg support there too, so your legs are at a good angle, which can often be an issue in the back of utes. Quality is slightly hit, but you still get the same diamond quilted faux leather there too, and matte pockets. Overall, man, the interior space at its price point, like, I cannot fault it.
Best interior versus price.
You do get some weird quirks, like it says voice assist.
It's what's the word? It's got character. Let's just say that.
Bit of pizzazz.
Yeah.
Jacob, let's see how it drives. Alrighty, friend, driving the GWM Cannon XSR. Do you mind if I put the steering into sports mode?
Oh, light?
Now it's light, now it's sports.
Sports.
Ooh, gets heavy.
Whoa!
Okay, we just came out of the Supra, so I probably shouldn't be doing that. Jacob, let me tell you about what hasn't changed, and then I'm going to tell you about all of the pretty mind-blowing changes that this thing has. So, it's a carryover of the engine. The 2-litre, 4-cylinder turbo diesel that puts out
120 kilowatts, 400 newton meters. Look, it's not the best.
All right, you got that out of the way. Thank you for doing that.
Let's move on, okay?
Let's move on. So this thing is substantially different from every other Cannon X. It deletes the 4-wheel drive auto system, essentially meaning that it would be permanent 4-wheel drive on the road. We don't get that. It's rear-wheel drive only, even though we have these swanky 4-wheel drive modes. Yeah, it's just rear-wheel drive, so it's a part-time 4-wheel drive. However, it is apparently a better 4-wheel drive system for off-roading. It has a wider wheel track, it has revised damping, and suspension setup. Up front, we have some sort of, I don't know if it's like a passive sway bar or what it is, but they've apparently done something up front to make it handle better.
I'll be honest, it does feel a little bit more stable than the Cannon X.
It does. Also really comfortable is what I'm noticing. And I think a part of that is because of these different wheels we have on here. You just get more rubber to them, essentially. It's pretty slow, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty slow ute. As far as utes goes, it's probably up there with the slowest.
But that doesn't tell the whole story, because it's got a great transmission.
Yeah, ZF 8-speed is a really good transmission. We see it in lots of different cars, ranging from, I don't know, this to a BMW M3 competition. Obviously, it's a different version of the ZF 8-speed, but still.
Oh, that was a big range, bro.
ZF is a fantastic manufacturer of transmissions. This isn't too bad, man. As far as a dual cab ute goes, like, it could be worse.
I mean, there's obviously quite a bit of body roll because the dampers are tuned for comfort. But, we are going quite fast around these corners, I will say.
I'm not even looking down, but yeah, we really are.
But then, yeah, you can feel the lack of power.
Going up a hill, 100%.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think that the changes that they've made, they're kind of subtle, but you can still feel them, especially when you turn the nose in. It just seems to be better at that turn-in point. So clearly, even though this isn't, you know, the on-road variant necessarily, this is the off-road variant, it still like handles the best, even compared to the on-road variants. Now, if we were in torrential downpour right now, yeah, that permanent four-wheel drive system will probably be better. But even in this light rain, I'm not noticing any sort of losing any traction in the rear. It frankly doesn't have enough power to.
That's true.
Oh, that got a bit unsettled there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go up Saucy Corner.
This is the real test.
This is the real test. Now, tickle my little pickle. Let's brake boost launch this thing. Whoa! God, that was pretty willing to break traction then.
Yeah, no issues.
Oh, look.
That's that two-wheel drive.
Is this the fastest thing up a hill? No. No, it's not, all right? Let's see how we go. Oh, God. Yeah, look, it's just not powerful enough to pull out the rear, which is not what you want anyway. You don't want to go power sliding in your...
We might hear...
GWM Cannon. Oh, a little bit.
It was more of a relaxed slide.
Yeah, relaxed slide. I'm impressed. I really like this.
Maybe we don't sound overly impressed by the driving, but that's only because we just took it around Saucy Corner. I think in daily driving, it's more than enough.
It's comfy. Alrighty, friend. It's time to launch the GWM Cannon... What did I do? The GWM Cannon XSR. We're going to brake boost launch it, and you're going to fist me.
Let's do... Oh!
Come on, baby.
It's not ready for that. Oh, God. It's really just giving up.
Last time we got just under 12 seconds, by the way.
Oh, okay. I forgot. It was that bad.
So it's a brisk walk, really. Okay, that's quite substantially worse even, and that can probably be attributed to the tyres and I guess the extra weight of all the other internals.
You put on a bit of weight too.
0 to 100 in 12.97 seconds. Yeah, look.
Alrighty guys, final thoughts on the Cannon XSR. I love it. I love it. Yes, you do delete one of the really good things of a standard Cannon, which is its permanent four-wheel drive system. However, this thing is one of the most equipped off-roaders at its price. The fact that you get a front and a rear locking differential, holy shit, this wind is still terrible.
I'm getting like literally blown over right now. I'm struggling to keep the camera straight.
The fact you get all of these features in this car, it's so comfortable to sit in. It's just a really good ute, man. I cannot fault it. And honestly, if you guys don't like it, it's probably because of brand biases. Let's be totally honest.
Like genuinely, like the Cannon X was already a great value ute, and I think this just improved it.
But you guys can let me know down in the comment section, what do you think of the GWM Cannon? Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.